Treasure can sometimes sit quietly in backyards, bathroom walls, even right beneath your feet. And while some people set out to hunt for treasure, others somehow manage to accidentally stumble right onto it. So let me walk you through a list of treasures found in unexpected places. Number 10. $426,856 worth of ancient coins in a field of barley. Martin Elliott was teaching his cousin, Kevin Elliott, how to use a metal detector at their family's farm in England when they stumbled across an unexpected treasure. The metal detector went off when they used it above a particular area, so the boys decided to probe a little further and dig around. What they discovered were 9,213 ancient silver coins buried under the soil. This was the largest hoard of Roman silver denarius coins to ever have been discovered, and they were valued at $426,856 in the year 2000. They're probably worth a lot more now. Number 9. Declaration of Independence found in a flea market. Imagine coming across one of the 24 known copies of the original Declaration of Independence in a flea market. All right, it might seem like a crazy story, but a man came across a Declaration of Independence when he bought a $4 framed painting of a country scene at a Pennsylvania flea market in 1989. And stashed safely inside the painting was the copy. After holding on to the copy for a bit, he decided to sell it in 1991 for $2.42 million. And 9 years later, it was sold to TV producer Norman Lear for $8.14 million. Number 8. $500,000 worth of coins in a storage unit. After bidding $1,100 on an abandoned storage unit, a man identified as John found some hidden treasure inside the unit unexpectedly. The treasure consisted of coins that were worth about $500,000, and they were just lying around inside the unit. The coins were kept carefully inside a blue Rubbermaid container. The container also held a couple of gold and silver bars. It's safe to say that John felt like the luckiest man alive that day. He soon held an auction to sell the treasure, and it was held by American auctioneers. Number 7. The largest black truffle. If you're someone who enjoys eating expensive food, you've probably heard about black truffles and how expensive they are. These truffles are usually so expensive because they're hard to grow, and they take a lot of time, effort, and money. They are also considered a rare delicacy around the world, and people who have acquired taste enjoy black truffle oil with their food. But imagine accidentally coming across the largest black truffle in the world. Australian farmer Stuart Dunbar was lucky enough to have experienced this. He found one of the largest truffles reportedly ever grown in Australia, and since truffles are already a very pricey ingredient, it got him around $3,700 Australian. Now, you might find this hard to believe, but the truffle weighed 1.5 kilograms and was also named the Beast by Dunbar because of how large it was. Number 6. Diamonds in a dusty chair. Have you ever thought about the treasures that your chairs could be hiding? What if you're sitting on a whole fortune you don't even know about? Well, a couple from Scotland discovered a whole fortune in their old dusty chair that they had bought from an auction more than 10 years ago. And you'll be surprised to know that they got the chair for just $6.50 at the time. Both Angela Milner Brown and her husband Angus were pleasantly surprised when they discovered $6,485 worth of jewelry inside their old chair. They were just trying to clean it up when they discovered the jewelry stashed neatly inside. Now, it's safe to say that the diamond jewelry was worth quite a bit of money, and the couple were able to hold on to it for themselves. Number 5. Atari's Buried Games. In 2014, as part of a documentary called Atari Game Over, excavators unearthed 1,300 ET game cartridges at a landfill site in New Mexico. These cartridges were rare, but had unceremoniously been dumped after the infamous title bombed in 1983. But even though the game didn't do too well, it was still considered a classic, and game fanatics would gladly pay good money for those cartridges. The company decided to sell the games and use that money for a good cause. And that was a smart move because news of the mysterious landfill cartridges traveled across the world, and people started lining up to buy them almost immediately. In 2014, the games had generated more than $108,000 in sales from buyers all around the globe. The money generated from the sales went to the Tularosa Basin Historical Society. Number 4. $182,000 in Depression-era currency inside a bathroom wall. Bob Kitts, a remodeling contractor from Cleveland, Ohio, tore down an old bathroom wall and found a load of Depression-era currency stacked inside. He couldn't believe his luck when white envelopes containing bills tumbled out of the old, dusty wall. These bills totaled up to $182,000 and were apparently stashed there by a businessman named Patrick Dunn. Dunn's business was affected negatively when the Depression hit, so he hid some of his money in the wall, hoping to use it later. He even labeled the envelopes with a return address spelling out P. Dunn News Agency. After discovering this, Kitts told the homeowner, Amanda Reese, and she immediately got the money appraised. Both Kitts and Reese soon discovered that the currency could be worth up to $500,000 since some of the bills were rare and collectible. As a result, legal issues and arguments arose between Kitts, Reese, and descendants of Patrick Dunn regarding who could keep what. Number 3. A valuable painting and a thrift store couch. In 2007, a German student got lucky when she purchased a second-hand couch for $215 at a flea market in Berlin. The couch was regular looking, which is also why it didn't cost her a lot of money. But when she took the couch home, something crazy happened. When the girl opened her new pull-out couch at home, she found an oil painting inside. The painting was exactly 10 inches by 15 inches and looked really old too. Thankfully, it was still in appropriate condition, and she was able to sell it for a whopping $27,630 at a Hamburg art auction. And even though she wasn't able to find out the name of the artist, it was deduced that the painting was an antique that was probably painted during the 17th century. Not just this, it was also probably painted by someone who was close to the Venetian painter Carlo Saraceni. The name of the work is Preparation to Escape to Egypt. Number 2. $200,000 worth of coins in the wall of an abandoned home. It seems like people really loved hiding coins in walls and backyards a couple of hundred years ago. Another load of coins, worth $200,000, were discovered in a home in Pennsylvania. This happened when Jeff Beetleman, the owner of Rare Collectibles in Pennsylvania, was helping a family clean an abandoned home and appraising their furniture. When he was renovating the walls, he noticed a small hole in one of them, and after a bit of probing, he discovered a bag of coins inside that hole. The homeowner's daughter had also mentioned to him that when she was a kid, she would hear rumors of how people would store money in the wall. So Beetleman knew exactly what the little sack contained, but he thought that it was a good idea to probe a little further. So he asked the owner if he could tear down the wall, and as you might have guessed, a ton of small coins came pouring right out of the broken wall. Beetleman handed the coins to the homeowner, and apparently they are still lying in the owner's trust fund. Number 1. $11 million worth of gold coins buried in a backyard. Backyards can be pretty useless, but not if you find $11 million worth of gold coins buried in it. Just imagine digging up the yard to plant some beans and accidentally stumbling upon a trove of gold coins worth millions of dollars. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? When 2013, a California couple were walking their dog in their backyard when they noticed something strange about the ground. It seemed a little uneven, so they decided to dig up the yard and see what was underneath. Thankfully, it wasn't a dead body or an animal skeleton. Instead, they found 8 large cans tucked away underneath the uneven ground. And in these cans were around 1,427 rare gold coins. Now, you might find this hard to believe, but the coins were still shiny and in mint condition, even though they were at least 100 years old. When they showed the coins to the experts, it was discovered that the coins dated back to 1847. The couple was shocked by the news, but decided to keep the whole thing low-key. And even though the coins were valued at $11 million, they decided to not keep all of the money, so they ended up holding on to a couple coins and donating the rest to local charities before selling theirs on Amazon. So what do you think? Is this all just the work of luck? Have you ever found treasure in an unexpected place? Well, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.